It's time for EdTech Mondays, brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and CC Hub.
Hello everyone and welcome to the EdTech Mondays Nigeria show. It's the final episode for the month and it's been back to back with our amazing guests sharing their wealth of knowledge with you, our incredible listeners. Joining me today for the last lap of the conversation on the topic Building Digital Tools that Empower Teachers and Learners is Joy Bassi. Joy is a passionate instructional designer leveraging instructional design models and principles of learning to create engaging learning experiences that support and inspire students to fulfill their full learning potentials. She is currently the instructional design lead for Exam Paddy, an e-learning platform hosting learning videos and computer-based tests to help junior and senior secondary students prepare for their exams. Hello, Joy. It's great to have you here, and I must say you look really good today.
Thank you for having me.
So before we begin, I'd like for us to simplify some of the big terminologies we have used in your introduction. So tell us, who is an instructional designer and what role do you play in education?
Okay, so an instructional designer basically is someone that designs, creates, and develops learning experiences using learning models, principles of learning, adult learning principles, just to make sure that they are able to simplify complex terms and make them understandable.
Great. So as an instructional designer, this means you are the brains behind all the curriculum we use in schools for learning.
Learning videos, e-learning videos, and stuff like that.
So you design the content and you deliver to the teachers who then facilitate in the classroom.
Yes.
Great. So now we've established this, we'd like to know from your point of view, what do you consider to be the main factors when designing digital tools for education? I'm asking this because we've had several times when people build tools or products for learning, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm missing out on various essential, bits. Sometimes just very ambiguous, no learning is happening, just nice to have good UI, UX design. So what should people look out for? Or what should these EdTech companies look out for when designing or putting together their educational tools for learning?
Okay, so first things first, you need to clearly map out your learning objective. Okay, so that's like the basis. You need to understand, you need to be sure, okay, so for this topic or subject or whatever it is you're doing, what are the learning objectives? What are the expected learning objectives? Now, when that is sorted, you build a content that will enable you achieve that learning objective. And then you need to ensure that the learning objective is structured in such a way that it is actionable, like using action verbs. You can see if your learner is able to achieve the learning objective or not. For example, if you have a learning objective with words like understanding, understand something, understand math or understand a concept, there's no way you can measure that. Nobody can measure understanding. If I tell you I understand a particular concept, how will you measure it? So you need to craft out your learning objective in such a way that they are measurable and, someone can actually see when that is being achieved. And then you build a content to achieve that learning objective, okay, and then the visuals have to be appealing, interactive, and engaging as well. So when you have these three things together, the objective has to be actionable, the content aligning with the learning objectives, and then the visuals enhancing the experience. Yes.
Great. And this means you just can't copy and paste for building educational solutions. You can't just feel because Mr. A has this product and I think I will make money out of it, you just go copy the concept. So there has to be clear thinking and engaging with stakeholders like you to help them flesh out the objectives, then build the content, and the visuals also have to be contextualized to suit the different, learning needs or the demography you're working with, right?
Yes. And then visuals, sometimes we have very beautiful visuals and no content. Or you could have a beautiful story, no content. Or the content is just not aligning with the learning objectives. You could have these different scenarios. So you just have to create a sync, like your learning objectives clearly mapped out, content, aligning with the learning objectives, and then the visuals has to be relevant to the content. So you're not bringing in visuals, beautiful visuals that's not enhancing the learning experience, okay? And then, even the visuals, the color choices, the pop-ups, everything just has to be
in sync with the overall aim for that topic or we're trying to do.
So it's beautiful, but it's not enhancing learning. So it's just a nice video, but it's
so this
not,
means when we see all these educational content or additional products and they are hitting on learning objectives or learning outcomes, it means a lot of work has gone behind the scene to ensure that all the boxes are checked every time.
Exactly.
Thank you for what you do, Joy. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
So the next question, how do you stay updated with the emerging trends to ensure that you can translate that knowledge into designing relevant products and tools for education? Because, for instance, there's AI, ChatGPT, and the rest. So how do you stay updated? How do you decide what's relevant to push into designing tools that support teaching and learning?
Okay, so for me, the thing with instructional design is that it is built on principles and theories. So, yes, these theories could be updated, and you need to be sure that the updating is from a reliable source. Okay, so we have principles. You're not just designing off the top of your head, really. So you're not, so this is what is happening now. People are using green backgrounds. You need to understand the theory behind that green. Is the green, why is there green in this video? Because everything in instructional design, even the way the text is being displayed, has some form of theory backing it up.
And why it has to be
why it has to be there.
So, for instance, I want to say how we have, the rise of AI now. You can't just deploy AI into your product because you feel it's great.
Can't.
It has to follow the principles of, say, your ADDIE model to ensure that whatever you want to use it for applies to the objective you have set out for.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now the entire principles, are based on some scientific research that's been done on how the human brain is able to process information, retain information, and all of those things. So it has to be a trend that is in sync with the principles and theories. So that's how we're able to sieve what is relevant and not relevant.
So a lot of sandboxing goes on every time to ensure you are using designs, models, theories accurately to enhance learning outcomes. Great. And my final question, what advice do you have for EdTech organizations who are looking to develop digital tools for education to ensure that they produce relevant products that are capable of transforming learning outcomes, to ensure that learning happens at every time? What advice do you have for them?
I would say pay attention to the theories. Learn the theories. Apply the theories. There are theories to everything, to how visuals are being done in instructional design that will enhance learning. Do not just do things because it is nice to have. Understand why those principles are put in place and then apply them to your digital tools. That will create effective, interactive, and engaging learning experience. And then your students or your learners will be able to, benefit from your digital tool. So pay attention to the theories, pay attention to the models. Let whoever is in charge understand this and know how to apply them in designing the learning experience. By learning videos, so I always say that, learning videos are very, they're not as simple as we think, they are. All right, because when the right things are not done, you can just have a beautiful video that is not effective or efficient. So paying attention to the models and the theories and the principles and all of those things that has been scientifically proven to enhance learning and applying them is what will make your digital product stand out.
I like this takeaway because it goes back to the conversation we had 2 weeks ago with a teacher on the show, where she said we cannot design away from the professionals. So when you're building, if you decide to go into EdTech and you want to build products, right, you have to have, for sure, we've established you need to have an instructional designer on your team, right? You need to have teachers also who can ascertain that the content that has been developed by you, the instructional designer, is efficient to use in the real world scene now, the classroom. They can test, they can give you feedback, which can be iterated into your product to ensure that you have the best copy of your product. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you for being here today. And to you, our listeners, what are your thoughts on the conversations we've had this month? Send us an SMS or a WhatsApp message on 0703 165 0809 to let us know what you think. You could also join our Telegram channel or our WhatsApp channel on EdTech Mondays Nigeria to continue the conversation. It's been another amazing time on this episode of the EdTech Mondays Nigeria show. We look forward to having another amazing topic with meaningful insights next month. So make sure you stay tuned. Join us, same station, same time next week. Till then, I remain your host, Chinyelu Akpa, and it's bye for now.
It's time for EdTech Mondays, brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and CC Hub.